What's going on, guys? You read the title, you saw the thumbnail, and you clicked on the video. It has been a good minute since I've done a reaction video. There's some festivals that are on hiatus. Who knows if they'll be back? And we have a few coming in May, but both you and I can't wait that long. So that's why in this video, I am going to react to the finalists of the Ricoh GR3 Photo Festival. The contest was free, and I believe you could submit a limited amount if I remember correctly. And on their website, they recapped that they received approximately 9,500 photos. Insane. Even though the submission entries were free, that is still an absurd amount. The theme for this festival here is daily life. I would say it's like street photography, but maybe on a looser term. Just really whatever you find on your ordinary day-to-day life. And of course, in order to be recognized or even selected for this competition, you have had to use a Ricoh GR.
Duh!
And last note, there are 30 finalist images. There's no first, second, third place winners. All the photos that were selected are technically winners. I mean, out of 9,500 photos, yeah, I would say so. Oh, one more note. I'll have the website to the finalists in the description box down below. On top of selecting 3 images per judge, each judge left a paragraph or 2 explaining why they like the image, why they selected it. Be sure to check that site out after this video. In this video, I will go through all the images. Whichever one catches my eye, whichever makes me want to speak on them, will have a longer duration in this video. Because if I speak on each one of them, it's going to be a 6-episode, hour-long Netflix special. So I don't want to do that, and I don't think you want to hear me that long either. Okay, now let's really jump into it. Okay, the first judge is from Reggie Bisos. Okay, this photographer is from China. Okay, they selected this one, huh? I mean, I can appreciate the lighting, the shadows, the dimensions. It's almost like a teleportation. And you have the silhouettes in the background there. I mean, actually, the more I look at this, I'm feeling better about it. My initial reaction, I didn't feel too strongly about it. And she almost doesn't look real. She almost looks like a ghost. And the father's there probably visiting her where she might have passed. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of this too deep. I do like how the lighting is right above them, highlighting them, and then in the background there just looks like a total different tunnel, different time warp. I would say perfect composition, lighting is good. I can live with this. So let's see the second image that Reggie selected. Another photographer from China. Minimalist geometry on the walls there, shadow in the foreground. I kind of like the fact that the photographer shot it from that far away, and it just shows the guy on the phone. I believe that's what he's on, phone or reading a book. He's just in his own world, and it's just so isolated, so cold, and that person sitting near him is exhausted. I do like the color on the chair. It pops enough for me. The harsh afternoon highlight, strong exposure. I'm curious to see what this scene, this area would look like in the evening time, sunset, sunrise. There seems to be some kind of pattern here with Reggie, so I'm curious to see the next image to see if there's any correlation with all 3 of them. So let's just jump to the third one. Third one for Reggie Bisos is another image from a photographer from China. Okay, the first 2 images were color. This is black and white. Reggie has a thing for minimalism, some shadows, some concrete lighting there. At least he's consistent with his selection, his aesthetic, and I can see what kind of images turn him on. I'm not too wild about this image here. It doesn't make me excited in the pants, and those are the type of images I'm looking for. Yes, the ones that make me excited in the pants. Of the 3 images, I think this is probably the weakest or the weaker of the 3. Do I need to say more? Can we just move on? Okay, next judge is from Chung, and this photographer is from China using the GR3X. I gotta remind myself the theme is daily life. Anything you see on your walk, anything in your daily life happening, gotta keep that in mind here. Oh, a bunch of workers, could be prisoners. I don't know, this could be a prison cell. Like, they're all uniformed here. I do like that they're spaced out and they're doing something. There's some kind of different motion with the, what is that, shovel? I don't know. I don't have a garden. I don't know what that tool is called. And the fog is covering the buildings there, the condos maybe. There's some working, there's some that's just standing there. I love the framing. I love the usage of fog and usage of the size between the working men and the buildings. Maybe they're laying a foundation to build another hotel like the one in front of them. But yeah, I like this image. Well timed. I said great framing, good action, good gestures. I like this. Okay, the second selection from Chung is from a photographer out in Malaysia. Isida. Okay, usage of the low angle there, some action going on, passing the alphabets around, the M and the A. I don't care for this photo, so I'm just gonna move on to the third image. Not my cup of tea, and I ain't got nothing much to say about this one, but congratulations. The third selection from Germany is from a photographer out in Chile. Oh, okay, yeah, whoa. Approve this as a finalist image. I like that the GR is not, you know, when you see a Leica Q camera, it's so clean, it's so sharp, it has just such a smooth look to it. And for street or daily life, for my taste at least, I like a little bit of grain, you know, a little bit of noise or somewhat an aesthetic imperfection from the camera. And I can clearly see it here on the TV screen. In regards to this image, I thought this was a composite or something, but I like that it's divided like that. They both have two different color temperatures, you know, one is more green, almost scientific lab happening down that side. And on the right side, it's blue with a little bit of warmness there. And then the finishing touch with the surveillance camera right in the middle, but it's pointing on the right hand side, which is interesting. I think if the surveillance was pointing on the left hand side with the side with that screen that feels more sciencey, little things like that would help the photo just a little bit move up. Of course, that's not in the photographer's power to do so unless he actually went there and turned the camera, but I like this pick. Probably my favorite one of the 6. So yeah, Jeremy, great selection here. You definitely redeemed yourself with this selection over the second image that you selected. All right, moving on. Okay, so with Reggie, there was a lot of minimalist type of shots. Then with Jeremy, a little bit more people, a little bit more layering. Yeah, so far, good diverse amount of photography, photos. Let's just keep going. This next image is from Matsumi Isida. All right, the first selection from Matsumi here is a photographer from China. And if you're wondering why I'm not saying their name, it's in their native language. All right, this is interesting. This is just very different. Hand emphasizing the power lines for some reason. Minimalist shot, doesn't tingle me in any way. I don't know, I don't have anything good or bad to say about this one. There's no emotional connection for me here. So let's move on to the next image, the second selection from Matsumi. The second image is from a photographer in Japan. Some layering elements, components to this photo. The empty space on the road in front of them kind of bothers me. If there's something there to kind of help fill that space, I would probably like this image a little bit more. I mean, is the photographer on the side of the road or sticking the camera out of the window? Where are they in this scene? What caught their eye? I don't know, I feel like this image is somewhat incomplete. The last selection for Matsumi is from a photographer out in Thailand. A lot of Asian representation. Yeah, I like that. All right, I can relate to this image right here. This is like a daily life of any parent with their crazy, young, curious child. The lines in the rug on the ground adds to the image or the chaos of this. And the motion blur does add to the overall aesthetic, so I'm feeling that as well. So yeah, this is probably my favorite selection that Matsumi selected from her set. Let's keep going on. This next judge is from Oliver Jang, and the first photo he selected is from a photographer from China. The first thing that came to my mind seeing this shot is really showing the strength, mobility, the size of what the Ricoh GR3 is capable of. Getting low, getting tight, not drawing too much attention from anybody, any human, any animal. This is quite a layered shot with the dog, Clifford the big red dog here, taking up 80% of the frame or so. And just the men in the midground just enjoying the sunset. But yeah, a lot of different things going on here. It looks like the family on the left hand side in the background are having a good time or smiling or something. I can't really see it, but a lot of different emotions, a lot of different stories that you can create from this one area. So yeah, I approve this photo. Good job. All right, the next selection from Oliver is from a photographer from China. Is the GR super popular in China? Like that's what their main camera they use, or what's going on here? Somebody please educate me on this. More minimalist, reflection, black and white. It almost looks like a painting of some sort. There is mystery here, like what is that guy looking at? You know, is he like mesmerized by some women that just walk past him? Or is he in line for a lunch date? Maybe. But it's cool that you can create multiple stories here on such a simple, minimalist image here. Yeah, I can dig this photo, so good job. Last selection from Oliver here is from a photographer over in Japan. This is truly a daily life situation, you know, brushing your kids' teeth, because we all know kids don't brush their teeth that well, and we want to save money preventing cavities. Definitely a photo to keep for memories for the son here, the child. I love the distance from the photographer, who I'm gonna assume is probably the wife or the mother from the subject, kind of still doing the important thing of capturing the moment, but also not interrupting this moment between the father and the son, because possibly if she was any closer to them, that would initiate a reaction from the boy, and you get a totally different photograph, and at the same time you probably make daddy upset. So yeah, this is a great reminder to just not just do street photographs out on the street, but just capture anything you see within your own home or your own family, kids, your parents, pets. All right, this next judge is from Ricard Lemberg, and the first photo he selected is a photographer representing from Portugal. Okay, I like the black and white monochromatic and grain from the GR camera here. This definitely is a GR imagery. And the girl here that's in the reflection is silhouette out, but I like how the, whatever, is that the aisle or something in the walkway, it aligns with her heart, her chest area. Maybe it means that she feels some kind of emptiness in her. Very poetic, I would say. And the background very overcast, and you see some buildings, some cityscape. So maybe she feels trapped, whatever you want to put in their office or her 9-to-5 job career, and she just wants to escape that. I don't know, visually a lot of things align. Good framing, good emotion, mystery, aesthetically pleasing, good usage, or really bringing out the most out of the GR3 camera. So yeah, I like this one. It's probably one of my favorite images thus far. So congratulations. The second image that Ricard Lemberg selected is from a photographer over in Spain. A giant bubble bath in a swimming pool or a water park here. A lot of different things going on. A lot of chaos. Just a big bubble bath party. I wish there was a few more people in there doing something, filling in some space and having some kind of action gesture, interesting going on. The issue that I have digesting this image here is that the bubbles seem to be the main focal point, and I don't think that should be the case for an image like this. It should be the people, it should be the action taking place, and the bubbles is just really the background for this photograph. But the bubbles in this photograph, the bubble bath speaks too much to me, and bubbles don't have emotion like people. They don't have gestures, they don't have a response. Majority of people in this frame lack of certain energy that is not very, it doesn't complement the bubbles. It's a pretty picture, but it falls flat emotionally for me. So I would have probably passed on this one, to be honest. All right, the last selection from Ricard is from a photographer over in Japan. Interesting moment, interesting catch, possibly humorous too. Alligator wrapped up in newspaper, getting transported to, who knows, the zoo, maybe over on a US military base in Japan to get dissected by Southern soldiers. I don't know. I mean, good catch by the photographer, just random moment, random scene, and having your camera on you, being ready for whatever catches your eye. It would have been more funny if there was a few birds on top of the alligator's back. Just give me a little bit more elements to play with. Obviously, that's not the photographer's power. You know, he just saw this scene or this alligator in the back of the truck and took the photograph. So good recognition, awareness. So I gotta give the photographer props there. Overall, good set by Ricard. Moving on. All right, this next judge is Anna Laura, and the photographer she selected is from Russia, using the Ricoh GR3X. Is this a painting, or this has to be like, it can't just be a painting. This is probably reflection from a pond, river, or not river, pond. This is probably a reflection from a pond, but it looks like, this definitely looks like a painting from Van Gogh. See the swirl in the middle there? That's where I'm kind of like, it could be water, it could be a painting, like they just took a photo of the painting and they cropped or scaled into it. That's a really strong reflection from the lake, and the colors just really pop. The yellow, the blue. Again, this is not a street photography competition, this is a daily life competition, and perhaps the photographer was on their daily walk and they stopped by the water and noticed this and took a snap of it. So I can appreciate the image here and the effort behind it. So yeah, I don't have a problem with this making in. This next selection from Analora is from a photographer from China using the GR3X. What's going on here? Wow, this is like a really out there selection here from Analora. She obviously, just judging from the water reflection photo and now looking at this thing, she obviously likes abstract imagery. Out of 9,500 photos, I'm sure there was something better than this one. I'm not a big fan of vertical images unless it calls for it or it helps enhance the story. This looks like it's taken from afar back and really cropped or scaled in. So it does feel a bit forced on me, unnatural, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm not really a fan of the angle too, shooting from behind the photographer. Just maybe too artistic for my taste, so I'm gonna pass on this one. And the last selection from Analora is a photographer from the Philippines. Okay, yeah. This could easily be on a cover of any travel or National Geographic type of magazine. Good lighting, good drama, the haze, the fog, whatever you want to call it, the light beaming through the trees, father, son, you have some humanistic element there. It's a nice landscape, daily life capture. The focal point here is the lighting, and the lighting's on point, 10 out of 10 for sure. Definitely one of those images that are pleasing to the eye, pleasing to the casual viewer, but I can't deny that it is a good photograph, so I gotta give kudos there. This next judge is Ichigo Sugawara, and they selected a photographer from China. Yes, I said it again, another photographer from China. Okay, some motion blur. What the hell is that? Those are some big ass birds. Is that even real? Holy shit. Nothing else behind it really catches my eye or interests me, but those damn birds. I'm curious to find out or know if those are real. I can appreciate the motion blur, but it's so blurry to the point where my eye is just drawn to the birds and nothing else really. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if that was the photographer's intention here, but if it was, it clearly worked. Another thing I want to add here that makes this photograph unique is the color. Like, there's good shine of blue. I'm assuming it's coming from the carts here, and then the lamp just adding some warmness to it. So it has a unique sprinkle, makes the photograph interesting in that way. But other than that, I don't know why Ichigo would select something like this. I don't know. You would have to go to the website and read the paragraph. Cause yeah, I'm not feeling this one. Moving on. The second selection from Ichigo is from a photographer over in Portugal. Okay. I mean, I can appreciate something like this, some artistic attempt. I feel like the illustration of the lady's head on the table there is somewhat tied or intertwined with the lady sitting down, the actual lady with her legs crossed. I do like the baby there. I mean, maybe it is some kind of humorous moment where the mom with the baby there, being a new parent, she feels like chicken without a head. So in this case, a mom without a head. So I can understand that. I do like the angle and just cropping it off, either digitally or through the camera. It kind of adds a different, or maybe adding to the narrative. Fine with this one. And the last selection from Ichigo is from a photographer over out in Italy. This is shot on the GR3X. I mean, the black and whites on the GRs is just amazing. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not a black and white shooter. I use the GR for the past 4 years, and you know, looking at images like this, I mean, it kind of turns me on. Like, it makes me want to go out and shoot in black and white, high contrast. Reflection photo, obviously, from the person standing there. But when you have layers or things over the reflection of person, of the mirror, clearly it's like a reminiscent of you're going inside the mind of the subject and what they're thinking. It kind of feels that way. Just by her glaze and her eyes, you can see that she's kind of just trying to get lost into whatever she's looking at. And we know that it's the same person, but it looks like it's two different people. Like, we're looking at the actual person on the right hand side, and the reflection is just her soul, her inner spirit, and just two totally different feelings, different expressions, different moments. I like this image. It definitely helps that it's black and white. It definitely helps elevate it. Good usage with it there. So yeah, congratulations. So far there's not a set that really stands out in my mind where I'm like, this is the clear-cut favorite. There's 2 more sets to go, so maybe I'll get convinced very soon. But yeah, each set had 1 or 2 good images that I like for the most part, but nothing really jumping out to me where I'm like, yeah, this set is very, very good. But we'll see. Let's keep going on. All right, this next judge is Hamish, and he selected a photograph for photographer over in Romania. Woohoo! Woo! This is probably the best image thus far. Am I biased over the street photography style over daily life? Sure, but I think there's really not real difference in between the two terms. But leaving out genre of photography, this is just a good image overall. I mean, this is just eye candy in a very positive, complimentary way. I mean, the left and right side are two polar opposites in every way imaginable. You have the two different color tones, temperatures, you have shadows, silhouettes on the left side, and on the right side, the person up there is clearly visible. You have staircase adding drama there, and then you have the lines on the ground. They're kind of, you know, the polar opposites of what geometry of the stairs is giving. I do like how you see the light fixtures in the left hand side, but the lights aren't on. But yet on the right hand side, clearly the light is on, but you don't see any light fixtures. So such a complete opposite. It's not making me focus just on one focal point. It's making me look all around within the frame. You can come back to this every single day and can get a completely different image. So yeah, this is my favorite photo thus far. Congratulations. All right, the next selection from Hamish is a photographer over in the United Kingdom. First one. I just said moments ago that I'm not a fan of photographs that are vertical, shot vertical. Unless there's reasoning, there's an intention, it helps within the frame. This needed to be shot in vertical to really capture the entire energy from top to bottom. I like this image. They're spaced out. They're all dressed differently. They're looking in the same direction. A good amount of them are using their phones or have phones in their hand, but they're using it in a different way. I love the lady with the plastic bags covered on her feet. Just a lot of character, a lot of texture in this urban environment. And yeah, this image is a great representation that we're all living in this concrete jungle together. So great job. Love this image. Damn, Hamish, so far 2 out of 2. Good job. This might be the best set so far. So let's see what's the last selection from Hamish. And the last image Hamish selected is from a photographer over in France. Holy cow. Look how packed it is. Nobody has any of the COVID masks. I look at something like this, I feel like I want to put on my face mask pretty soon. A lot of energy, probably some kind of concert. The girls in the first few front rows there, they're totally in the moment. No phone in their hand. And the two guys there, they want to record, capture the moment. But just looking at this is so overwhelming. So much people, cluttered, hip to hip. But overall, as a finalist, I can dig this. So yeah, Hamish's selection set, the clear-cut winner in my opinion. Good picks. Congratulations to the photographers. All right, last set. Let's see if this set can top Hamish's one. And this one is from Michael Jang, selecting a photographer over in China using the Ricoh GR3 HDF. Wow. I mean, what? Daily life is the theme, so I'm speechless that something like this will get, you know, I want to be a good boy today, so I'm not going to say anything bad about any images. Let's go to the second image for Michael Young. All right, this photographer is over in China using the Ricoh GR3X. Okay, nice capture on the beach. Bubbles, different actions happening, somewhat silhouette-ish. I mean, the bubble action is nice. I do like the kids on the left-hand side. I don't know what they're doing, digging a hole, but just their angle of their body adds flavor to the photograph. But other than that, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the usage of lighting here. Either silhouette them now or not. It kind of feels like a half-assed silhouette. I'm assuming the photographer wanted to shoot in this direction to get a clean background, perhaps, because if they shot the other way, you probably see, you know, people laying down, a ton of people walking by. Who knows? So if this was the intention of the photographer to get a clean background, I get it. The lighting is just the wrong time of the day, to be honest. I'm sure this is post-process to bring the highlights down as much as possible. You could say it's golden light and it's kind of adding some kind of dramatic effect, but to me, it's not dramatic enough. But I can live and accept this being a finalist image. There's different things going on, clean background, just the lighting is a problem for me. But other than that, I give it a thumbs up. All right, this is the final image from Michael Young, so let's see it. Let's impress me. Let's make me excited in the pants one last time. And it's a photographer over in Thailand. Oh, okay. I probably should have kept my expectations lower, being that this is the last photo. I shouldn't have raised my expectations so high. Got myself overly excited. Why did they even pick this? I mean, nothing interesting is happening. Yeah, there's vertical lines and geometry, but it's so cluttered. Where your eyes are drawn to is flat. I don't like that. Yes, there's symmetry or geometry above them, but doesn't evoke any kind of emotion out of me, you know? It doesn't make me excited, doesn't make me more curious to know more, doesn't help me create my own narrative, doesn't make me sad, scared. It's just blah. So to end on a positive note, I just want to say congratulations to you. So there you have it, guys. Let me know in the comments section down below which one was your favorite set, which one was your favorite image, which one should have gotten omitted from the festival. I think Hamish's selection set was the clear-cut winner, and with me reviewing this, doing these type of videos, just like the judges you see here, we all have a different aesthetic, a different taste that we like. You can say a biased take even, but at the end of the day, when there's a strong image in a pool of finalist images, that one would easily and clearly stand out above the rest. So if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, you know that bell next to the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and every time I post new video or content, you'll be notified. And if you enjoy these type of reaction videos to photo contests, festivals, and you want to watch more, then click here.